Hey guys, Harry here. Just thought I'd do a little quick video on the Super Trowel 2024. I've not watched all the content really surrounding it, but it's something that interests me. I watched the spec mix probably, Jesus, I was watching it fucking even before people were posting shit on YouTube, so it's really interesting me. There were sort of competitions and whatnot, and sort of as an apprentice I used to watch them thinking, how the fuck do you lay that quick? So I just thought I'd go over a few things that I've seen and that interest me about the Super Trowel. They've got regionals now, so it's like second year running now. So it's first year they've done regionals, but second year now. I'm not 100% informed, so if I get shit wrong, it's just because I've been ignorant and not watched enough content really. But because obviously the work being slow, people are just trying to just get the money in. There isn't as much content being filmed. And our Collison's been filming out in a field somewhere, building some walls, and I've had loads of time off for weather, wettest winter probably on record for fucking fuck knows how long. And the combination with not the volume of work, just not the volume of slabs and stuff. And then I think there's just people aren't making as much content. You know, Tricky's doing his thing. Quite entertaining stuff, to be honest. I recommend watching Tricky. I know there's like Steve and Alex doing their lintel replacements and little mini extension things they do. Who else does, you know, Collison likes bending below his knee on the old subs. What else is there really to watch now? I know Patterson hasn't made much in a while. Changi's renamed his channel to Off the Trowel. And then, yeah, that's about it. He's showing you how to fit a fucking door in your house and change your gutter in. So, that's what it is. This is what YouTube evolves. But I'm going to start coming out with some content at some point. I'm working plenty, you know, I probably average with the weather and slow down for like 4 days a week. I lose at least half a day a couple of times a week at least, but I count as a full day. Obviously, you know, my days can elongate sometimes, but I've not been, this year as total 2023 to 24 April tax year has been a pretty steady one really. I haven't worked mega hours, not as years gone by, mainly because I'm more experienced, but mainly, yeah, and I've got a better labourer now / apprentice, so super Kai. Yeah, it's going all right really. I'm on the soapers a lot. You know, I'm on the Connie bricks. It's hard to sort of show you stuff with Connie bricks because they don't really apply to other than Connie bricks. Like at the moment, I'm getting my gobbo like fucking bell metal every day, and I'm using a little egg cup, my little egg and spoon, fucking tiny trowel, fucking wading through it, and it's horrible. It's horrible. I want to get on some proper bricks at some point. Try a slightly bigger trowel without breaking my wrist, and then I can go over some of the spec mix techniques. One thing I noted in the Super Trowel, they're using sand and lime mortar that you use at college. If anyone knows, build a model, take it down, scrape your fucking bricks off. Fuck me, I remember doing that. It's a good idea. It's a good idea, and it gives me an idea also. I've got my garden. It's pretty decent size. The walls are 20 bricks long. Bottom of my garden, don't know how fucking long it is, but it's got about 8 fence posts in it. I'm gonna set up probably a 20 brick run. You know, spec mix style, Super Trowel style, whatever. Spec mix sounds cooler. You ought to rename it. Super Trowel is just, I don't know. Super Trowel, it's got the, I suppose, the superhero factor, but I don't know. Superstar Trowel, Trowels in their eyes or something like that. Fuck knows. They'll come up with something. They'll call it like brick jackets, fucking fastest blades or something. Fuck knows, but you know, it's getting there. You know, the viewership's higher than Spec Mix. If you look at Spec Mix channel, there's about 3k subs on YouTube. Each video gets about 100 views. Fuck me, this will get more videos than Spec Mix. Get more views than Spec Mix, but you know, the American setup is probably more sponsors. Obviously, everyone owns their own mixer. They do the Stocko, they call it Stocko, which is like render. for in the UK terms. But yeah, what I've noticed, they're using obviously sand and lime, so that's a bit different than normal, gobbo you get on site. It doesn't stick as well, so it's probably like using gobbo without plasticizer, or using gobbo that's sort of end of the silo. I'd probably describe it as end of the silo gobbo. So there's that to factor in. Using frog bricks in a lot of them, ideal for pick and dip. Probably one of the best bricks to pick and dip with. It's got like a shallow frog, so you don't have to put as much bed on. That'll be quicker. Using boards will be a major thing if I ever do a regional, which I plan on doing in like a year or two. Probably not next year. I've got a lot on. I don't know. I fucking don't know. 1 year to the next, I changed my mind. I started lifting again seriously for the first time in like 3 years. So I'm competing in powerlifting this year. So if anyone's interested in seeing one of my some comp footage, I put it all on my Instagram at HGRegan at Instagram, and then I link it through my. If you follow me on the After 8 Bricky Instagram, I post a lot of forward a lot of the posts on there. So yeah, I'm competing again in powerlifting for the first time in like 3-4 years, I think. Since I basically packed in powerlifting to start the YouTube channel for the After 8 Bricky, and then I fell out. I've just been living for work for the last couple of years. Not so much this year. Obviously, the lack of videos. I'm just not as bothered anymore. Not as bothered about making the content, but I've still got a lot of ideas and a lot of things I want to show. There's so many different ways to approach bricklaying. It ain't always just the Charlie Collison way or the fucking. To be honest, Charlie Collison is the sort of the standard, and most the average bricklayer gets there really. Obviously, I like to say not obviously the average is a lot faster than 3 times as fast as the average bricklayer probably, but it's. The main thing is there's a lot of ways to go about stuff. I do things a bit hybrid. I don't get there as early, but work a bit longer sometimes. There's a lot of ways you can do it. But anyway, Alistair's back, so I'll cut the video and talk a bit more about it after I watch the video. So, right, see you in the next clip. So I'm back with the next clip. Sorry, I got Chris on my dressing gown. Rained off today. But yeah, I watched the A&D Brickwork Super Trowel. Tried to make this 5-minute clip about 10 times. Our lad follows me about it now with his iPad. And this camera picks all the sound up. It's Poco X6. But yeah, so the main thing I noticed was the guy from America was the smoothest. Sort of movement wise. It's the main thing when you're trying to go fast. You don't want to try and go fast. You just got to be smooth. And the bricks will lay, you'll get the volumes in, you just got to be smooth with all your movements. Scrape it once, there's too many people going zoop, 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 swiping it a few times. A lot of people are taking a lot of time over the corners. The corners are the time that you lose most of your laying to the line time. And I'd say most people looked awkward doing overhand. That is why you've got to practice doing these walls. You've got to set up a practice run. I'd probably not enter it without doing a practice run myself. And you've got to use similar bricks really. It's probably no good practicing with 3-holers and then going to frog bricks. It's a completely different feel when you're laying. But a lot of guys don't have the luxury of doing it. And got to be quite honest, I don't. Unless I fucking dropped on a job that had tons of frog bricks and I could just take a few every night. But it's just what it is. I do want to have a crack at it at some point. But do I really want to spend a full day at a bricklaying event? Is what it is. I suppose it'd be like a work day, I suppose. But yeah, I'd like to at some point. It takes a lot of energy, and then you've got to be mentally focused to want to do it as well. So, but yeah, that's the main thing I'd say. People swiping the brick too many times, but that's just a bit of the erratic, going fast movement. People taking a lot of time over the corners. You see a lot of people trying to level. Not enough people are eyeing in the 9-inch. You have to have practice building a lot of 9-inch to just sort of eye it in. Obviously, you want to put your level up at the end, make sure everything's lined. But there's too many people leveling 2 or 3 bricks. You don't need to put a level on 2 or 3 bricks. Just get them up. I sound like traditional bricky, but you just get them up. You know, in a consistent 10mm joint. That's the biggest thing. I don't think enough people. Our bricks are pretty uniform in this country. A consistent 10mm joint will get you on level. You know, get you at least level 3 bricks without putting a level on it. Consistent 10mm joint and the bed, and then, you know, I suppose the gauge. You know, make sure you know gauge is on point. But yeah, probably, you know, 3 bricks and run it's going to be the quickest. You've got to have practice in harmony. You can lay in an hour as well. You know. But boards, I'm watching people work out boards. Just, I say I've worked out tubs now. I couldn't imagine doing it any other way. But like you say, you can get more mortar on the wall quicker with boards. You know, but the mortar goes off quicker. Obviously, that ain't going to be an issue. Obviously, you're inside. You're only laying for an hour. Just, you know, it's different to laying a site wall. There's mortar going to be coming out after you've swiped it. You know, you've got to just focus on if it's not tipped, if it's straight, and just next one. That's the main thing, you know. That's why on site you can only go so quick. You can only go, you only get so much done because you've got to maintain the quality. Especially these Connie bricks, fuck me. Those guys doing a brick brace system, all come down to cost, whether people use it. That's the main thing. That's why you see so many guys, they're fashioning up timber. Timber to as like little straight edges, timber clamps for the block work, because they're fucking free. They're free. That's why people use them. And like a set of cheap F clamps, you know, 15 quid. Set of 4, I think you can get a set of 4 for 10 or 20 quid now. 5 quid an F clamp. At the end of the day, we're doing stuff on price. We're moving from drop to drop to drop. And you leave shit, you know. That's why I ain't going to be bothered about retrieving a 5 quid clamp out of the cavity. But I'm going to be bothered about retrieving a 30 quid clamp out of the cavity, you know what I mean? So, same with these brace systems and stuff. Depending on the cost, should you really be putting it up high enough that it can blow down in a day? I don't think so. I've had a total of fucking my work blow down once, I think. But that's mainly because I'm going too high, you know. You just stop, you know. If it's windy, fucking build a few course and fucking move on. But I don't know. It's just people trying to make money who've packed in bricklaying, or they're just trying to sell product. But a lot of these products, companies will buy to write off tax, and they'll be like more expenses. You know, there's more things to buy for the company. You know, there's the cavity cleaning system. Just can't see it being used. Not when a lot of fucking sites now and a lot of subbies supply BT pipe cut in half. Like, I know the subby I work for does. They supply a long length of BT pipe just fucking sliced in half, goes straight in cavity, done, catches your snots. Just got to go steady taking it out, you know, and you can leave the fucker in and all. Like, with a cavity cleaning system, you got to take it out every night. Who wants to fucking do that? I thought the whole idea of a cavity of a drain pipe is to fucking put it in the cavity, it catches the gear. You take it out next morning when it's in chunks, so it ain't blathering your hands. It's not blathering everywhere. You know, you're not lobbing it off the side of the scaffold. It's plopping all over the floor. It's just in chunks. I thought that was the idea of a drain pipe, but it's just, that's what I do when I put stuff in the cavity now, which I do all the time, and it does catch a lot of gear. Like years ago, I used to neglect it. I just will like get it up. But now I put shit in the cavity. I brush the cavity. I brush the back of the blocks. Brush the back of the bricks. A lot of the time on the Connie bricks is still green on the back, so you just sort of smearing it all over the brick like a bit like cake icing. But you know, definitely on the blocks it makes a nice difference. And if you're on clay bricks, you know, it goes nice and dry and you can rub it up. But you know, I don't know if the cavity cleaner, it's like 240 quid for a 10 metre set, whereas drain pipe's free. At the end of the day, I'm cheap. I use a fucking 10 quid trowel.
Bricklayers are cheap. I've used this. I found a set of box section that I'm still using to this day in a cavity, fucking 4 years ago, and it's fucking mint. It's the thickest set of box section I've got, I think. You know, I found it in a fucking cavity. Mad, innit? So, you know, bricklayers only buy shit if it's cheap and it's, you know, you're gonna get use out of it. So many guys use these stands, these plastic boards, and they're dear as fuck. You know, there's so many people who refrain from buying them because they're dear. I work out of tubs just because I like. It's so easy when you're on your own. It's so easy when you're on your own. It's so easy if you've got someone working with you who wants to be on the trowel as well as get gear. You fill them up and fill 8 of them up, and you've got them laying for a good hour or more, hour or two, before they've got to even think about getting more mortar. You know, so that's why I do it. That's a pure reason I do it as well. I hated the gear going off. That is one thing you don't get with tubs. The gear goes stiff at the bottom, but you just knock a bit of water in, boom, and you never splash your bricks. That's another main thing I don't use boards for. You don't splash your bricks. And obviously, you know, half a year, you know, you're as good using boards, but then the other half of the year when it's getting warm, the tubs come into their own. But the other benefits of tubs I just love. You know, I just love them. You know, I think the main thing is people like working off of a board. They like the fucking 11-inch trowel or whatever. That's what you can't use that with. But I hate the big trowel. I don't want to use one ever again. Like, it scares me thinking I'm going to have to go up an inch to 9 to try using a bigger trowel, because I know how it feels to try and chuck 1,000 bricks in, and how your wrist feels after that, how your hands feel. It feels wank. Feels wank to try and do that many bricks, you know, and I've done it a handful of times, I think, now. Fuck me, I forgot my best. Was it 1,300 I did? The most bricks I did? I can't fucking remember. But it feels wank, and if you can make your days easy, you don't need to do that many bricks, you know, fucking hell. If you can chuck 600 bricks in a day, even at 600 a thou, what's that, 300, 360. It's fucking great, you know. A bit more if you've got an odd carrier, because you've got to pay them. But, you know, 600-700 bricks a day is enough, even in these low recession prices, you know. And you can do that with a little fucking blade. And you don't have to get there at fucking wake up at middle at night to get to work either, so, and you don't have to have the first tub in all the time, you know. Anyway, hi ho, just keep going. Right, so thanks for watching, and I'll probably come out with some content at some point. See you later.